Oh, hey guys, here I'm gonna be explaining how to do 1127 today. So basically, since my cookies are level 70, I'm going to be trying to do it in dark mode. So you guys can try this team in story mode, so it can guide you through. So mainly, let me run you through this team. So first of all, we need a tank that can do pretty well. And since this cookie is currently featured, he can do pretty well. He can have a good amount of equipped of damage resist. Now, for pomegranate, it would be cooldown. If you can add some damage resist to that, even though it wouldn't be that necessary, since pomegranate isn't going to be focused on really much on this battle. Eclair, and always having some damage resist doesn't hurt, even though Eclair isn't going to be the main target. Even though if you mess up the timing and if Vampire dies, Eclair is going to be really important there. And also that weakness effect that the ability gives is so important. It's going to make this your life way easier.
Why so serious?
And then Vampire. Vampire has to have the highest power. This is extremely important. The reason it's important is because that's gonna be the person that Raspberry targets. Obviously, you don't need a level 20 magic candy. A level 10 works. Even a level 1 would work. The most important thing of a level 10 effect is that it can revive. So basically with the feather that I have combined here, you can basically revive yourself twice and try to reduce the mistakes if you do any. And basically have a bit of cooldown. Here I have 1.1. Maybe you can add a little more, but with that would work. Vampire has a decent cooldown of 13 seconds, and that would be pretty useful. And for last would be another healer. Now with the new BTS, they're pretty powerful. Obviously, you don't have to worry about damage resist at all, and just focus on cooldown, cooldown, and cooldown. And basically making sure he can heal and do those buffs as much as possible. That is really important. So basically, I'm gonna help you try to run it through right here. I know my power is extremely high compared to this, so I'm gonna try to show how to do it. I know I have over excessive power, but I'm gonna try to still do it. Try to do it at one time at the start. Use the choker brute, and make sure the pomegranate combine with the Eclairs. Also, keep the healers running non-stop. It's important for you to do that. That includes pomegranate and the BTS one. If you use other healers, use that. You can use your tank, and if you want to free use the vampire, but vampire won't have much of a use until you reach to the boss. Feel free to use those supers, but make sure you have the super ready for the time that this thing comes. The maximum time, the final time you can use vampire super before the final boss is as soon as the third wave comes with those cards, because that is the last wave before it. These guys can be pretty annoying to stage with the throwing. So here comes the boss. Vampire super must be charged. Joker Brute's really good against the cards because he can constantly stun those people as soon as he comes out, but it's extremely annoying super against its opponents. And basically, it won't do much of an effect towards Raspberry, but he's pretty bulky and he can constantly charge and leave your front occupied for those double jabs, and make sure that is, as long as you keep damage resist ready. If your feather is used around here, is before the boss, you're clearly doing a mistake and should probably check on that. Your only one that should maybe die would be Vampire. So as soon as we start here, I'm gonna use a super. And we're gonna focus on Raspberry's meter. Now, basically what she did there was first the double jab. Now, the double jab is basically she uses the attack first to put in highest power. Your healer should be able to soak in the damage she does with that. It isn't anything major or anything like that. So if you have at least 2 healers or 1 strong healer that you can sure he can rely a lot on that, and make sure to stick on that. Then she's gonna go with her super. There's basically a rhythm with this. Basically, when you start, it's going to be 1 double jab, then super, then 1 double jab, then another double jab, and super, then again and again and again, going with two double jabs, and then super, and over again. So basically, her next attack is going to be a super. So I'm going to prepare as soon as she launches to attack. Not right before, because if I do it right before, it might hit a clear instead, and that can be a big issue. So this is why 1 time is really important. If I basically do it by 1.5 times, I can't focus on the meter very well. And you can basically see like a white meter when she's about to do it. And as soon as she goes there, I use Vampire Super to hit back and basically use all the other supers during. As you see, she's gonna go for those classic double jabs, like she did right there, but my healer should be able to soak it up. When she gets close to the super, you should use the vampire, like there. I just did a mistake, but that's fine. Everyone does mistakes. Right there, I just used my magic candy to be able to revive him. And let's say if I make the mistake again, I can use the feather to revive a 3rd time, or a 2nd time, which is pretty insane, and I can take advantage of. So right here, I'm going to use Vampires instantly in Eclair's Pomegranate. I gotta get this guy a high HP, and there where to end it. It would probably take longer for you guys in story mode, since you guys don't have that much power. But I think that would make a general explanation in this. Now, obviously, I know you guys can't have all these cookies, so obviously, I'm going to come up with some replacements. And well, here's some replacements. So basically, Vampire is majorly preferable since, basically the magic candy, but Shorebird can be replaceable, but I'd say Vampire over everything. Like, this dude with the magic candy is literally unstoppable. For the healers, well, instead of BTS or Pomegranate, you can maybe use like Unicorn or Cotton or Pure Vanilla, Parfait. Well, I wouldn't really recommend Parfait, there's a lot of better healers, but maybe stick to those. The reason I use Pomegranates to buff up, but you can still use other healers like Cotton over Pomegranates, so she can do the damage with the sheep and stuns, which can help a lot with the cards in 3rd wave. That can be pretty annoying, lowering your HP a lot. So basically for tanks here, well, instead of Dark Choco Brute, you can also use Wildberry. Wildberry has a pretty solid super where he can grind stun with his super being activated, and at the end he has a pretty powerful uppercut. That is pretty useful. And while I still think Choco Brute would be better for this situation, he can charge straight forward and do those constant hammers, and he has a way lower cooldown.
Don't try anything funny.
So basically, that's what I need to explain. For Eclair, well, it's preferable you keep Eclair. Eclair is basically the king of this. For chapter 13 levels, Eclair is preferred to be the only damage maker, actually. And, well, that weakness effect and that shield effect when you defeat an enemy is absolutely crucial and super important. And, well, that's basically what I could do for a replacement for a team. And, well, for damage makers, sure, if you want to add another damage maker over like Eclair or something, sure, that's fine. As long as it doesn't superior the power of Vampire. If it does, that's going to be really bad, because Raspberry is going to go for them or her or whoever it is instead. And well, that's really bad. So you gotta focus that with Vampire to have the highest power. If your Vampire or Shorebird or the one you're going to dodge with does not have the highest power, you already have something wrong about there. Well, that's basically how I explained with the dodging strategy. You can do this in story mode perfectly. It's not an issue whatsoever, and you can do it way better. And well, that's basically all I have to explain. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you. If this helped you, please let me know. And if you don't understand anything, feel free to hit me up.